Today is butchering day. We've got our stuff all set up. So what we do when we get ready to butcher is what we do. We actually just use traffic cones that we've modified to make our killing cone. So we just stick the chicken up through the top here and then pull their head down through this part right here. And we just slit the arteries on both sides of their neck to dispatch them. And we have a little garbage there to catch the blood. And then we also have a little canopy over the top here to kind of shade us a little bit. But this is the first part of our setup here, the killing cones. And we'll go film the rest of our setup here. These chickens down here are the ones that are not getting butchered this time. What we're doing this time, we're going to be butchering our Cornish X and also our older laying hens that are going to be 3 years old here soon. So it's time to get them butchered so they don't start dying on us. So we'll go look at the other part of the setup. Alright, this is the other part of the setup that we have for our chickens for butchering. We got our water warming up and it's about 150 degrees, so it's actually at the right temperature right now. So we gotta get going on these birds. Got our black gloves that we use. Also use a cotton liner with those, just so we don't get any burns on our hands. Those gloves aren't very thick, the black ones aren't, so it gets pretty hot pretty quick if you don't put something underneath them. And over here we have a cooler set up with some ice. After we pluck the chickens, we put them into the cold water. And then we have our table. It's all set up. We've got our butcher knives. These are pretty good butcher knives. They're outdoor edge brand, which we've used quite a bit for the chickens. We initially got them for butchering wild game, but now we're using them for the chickens more. We've got our cutting board, the pretty good sized cutting board. Our stainless steel sink that I got from the youth ranch. Got that all set up, and it's got a little drain down there, and then a pipe that drains the water out to there, to the lawn. And we have our other table here. We just put our supplies on this table, and then another table where we actually do the cutting up and butchering. And then there's the booker. So we'll go ahead and get started. Alright, so we go ahead and put the chickens in the killing cone like this, head down, obviously. And then what I do is I just grab their little heads like this and I try to move the feathers away a little bit. Oh. Wow, that was awesome. Volcano. Alright, so we just go ahead and grab by their neck here, and then we just slice down. Just like that. Just like that. And that's how we dispatch them. And all their blood drains out, as you can see. And we got an escapee here, so. Alright. And then, same thing over here. And that's that. Watch out for the poop though, because they will poop. How much is in my hair?
All of it?
Get 3 spots in here, 2 big ones and 4
Okay, so you see what happened. I got completely pooped on by that first chicken. So we're not having a very good start. Oh goodness. Alright. Come over to the scalder and get them plucked up. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and scald these chickens. Our temperature of our water is at 150 degrees. So we kind of dunk them few times. Key is you don't want to scald them for too long because you don't want your skin to rip whenever they're in the plucker. So just about there. Just test one of the feathers here, and it's ready. All right. We're gonna get our plucker started first. Oh, oops. Okay, go ahead. And that's pretty much it. Sometimes when you put them in the plucker, they'll dislocate their joints. And if you don't bleed them right, you'll get a little bit of bruising, but this one here actually looks pretty perfect. Just a little bit of bruising right there on the wing, but that's pretty much it. Nice looking meat there. Looks like we did a great job with them. So then we just go ahead and take them over into this ice water. For now, we'll cool them off. And then we'll come back and cut their legs and their head off, and that's about it for right now. So we'll finish the rest of these, and then we'll come back and we'll show you how we gut them and get the rest of the way done. Okay, so after our first attempt, when we first did the first chicken, then we had like a poop volcano that got me like in the hair and all the way down my side and my shirt. So I got a new shirt on, I put my hat on, so hopefully I won't get any more poop, you know, at least in my hair. But anyhow, we just grabbed a couple of like old boards and old pan. So whenever I'm dispatching them, we don't get that poop volcano all over us. So yeah, it kind of helps. But as you can tell, we've got four of them in the killing cones right now, and got it going. So that's about it for right now. I just want to show you that. Thanks. And another thing I want to mention too, we did take the food away late afternoon yesterday in hopes that maybe their craws will be empty, so when we go to gut them, we won't get all that stuff coming out of that craw. So it doesn't really seem to cut down on the pooping, but at least hopefully it'll cut down on all the food that can collect in the craw to eat the morning of. So, but that's it. Alright, so this is how we cut the legs off. I just grab it like that, and then I just hold it, and then I just find where the joint is, and I just kind of let the weight of the chicken help me. Just like that. And that's how we cut the legs off there. Kind of cut most of the heads off, I think. But that's how they look so far. Next will be the gutting process, and I'll show you that here in a moment. Okay, thanks. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to loosen up the craw. Just kind of cut that skin down like that. The craw and the trachea are right here. Seems like the craw just kind of sticks up along this side of the breast here. You can see this right here. That's part of the craw. So I have to pull this and dissect this out here. Just like that. The reason why you do this is whenever you go down to pull the guts out, you'll pull the craw out whenever you pull the guts out. And I usually just make a little incision here.
Got my pooped a little bit.
Between the breastbone and where the vent is. And just carefully kind of slice into there. Just don't slice any of the intestines because they're like right there. And I just Let me just pull this apart a little bit here. I've got the intestines a little bit or something. Maybe something exploded in there. Whenever it was in the pucker, I don't know. Kind of looks like it. A little bit of a bowel perforation there, it looks like. But then you just reach your hand up in here. Usually try to see if I can. Some interesting noises. I'll pull this out like that, and then I reach back up in here and see if I can get that craw. We can look up here, watch this when I pull. And that pulls that craw right out, just like that. You see that craw there? And just pull the intestines out the rest of the way here. And then you can reach up in here. There's some lungs that are up along the back there, and I just kind of stick my finger in there and pull them out, kind of like that. Just kind of all by feel. Just kind of just come right out like that. Memory?
Yeah.
Probably. Alright, so we're butchering the old laying hens right now. So when we open them up, this is kind of what we found. We found all these little yellow orange things. We think these are here kind of little egg yolks starting up, and you can see how it gets bigger and then bigger and then bigger, and this right here is like an actual egg that we just cut all this oviduct here. You can see that. It's kind of cool looking. But yeah, that's what we found. We never butchered laying hens before, so it's kind of a new experience for us. It's pretty cool. Alright, so whenever we get our chickens all gutted and all that, we like to put them in these plastic bags. These are a special heat shrink one. I get them from a place online called Planet Visibang. So basically what you do is you put your chicken in the bag. And by the way, for 100 bags and 100 zip ties and 100 labels, it's like $49.95, and I believe that includes the shipping and handling. So that's not that bad of a deal. So you go ahead and put them in your bag like that. You put the gizzards and stuff inside after we got them all ready. We didn't show how we did the gizzards, but there's plenty of videos out there that show you how to clean the gizzards out. But yeah, you just put your chicken in there, put your twisty tie on, and then we put them in this hot water here so they can shrink your bag up. So ideally, I think we usually get out of that like 170 degrees. I don't know, our Camp Chef stove's kind of not working the best right now, so we're up to 150 right now. But basically what you do is you poke a little tiny hole right here. We already poked it, we just stabbed it with a little flay knife. And then you got your gloves with your inner cotton liner so you don't burn yourself. But you just put that down in there like that. And you can see that bubbling, that's the air coming out of the hole. There, and then whenever it stops, basically you just take it out. But you don't want to leave it in there for too long because you don't want to accidentally cook your chicken either. So you can kind of see how it heat shrink that bag up. Kind of like that. And then what we do is we dry this off and then put a little label, one of those little labels on there. So that's pretty much it with the chicken processing there. So, alright.